Hey guys, Ramp here again. Excited to continue this series. The first video for Coastline did so well, it ended up being my most viewed video on the channel. So thank you so much for all that support. You guys did comment, you wanted to see Clubhouse as the next map in the series. So we're gonna be jumping in here in a second. As always, if you guys can like the video, comment what map you guys would like to see next. Share this video with all your Kapkan main friends. And if you aren't already subscribed, of course, hit that subscribe button for me. If you'd like to see any of my content live, I do stream on both Twitch and YouTube. The link for the Twitch stream will be in the description below. Obviously, if you hit that subscribe button, you'll know when I go live on YouTube. But let's jump in here, guys. Typically, the normal first bomb site, you end up seeing a lot of cache and CCTV. So, like I mentioned in the Coastline video, you guys are going to see probably some common spots that other streamers, other content creators use. But these are spots that have been very successful for myself whenever I do play Kapkan, which I play him the majority of the time. A lot of these spots do depend on how your team sets up site. But one of the most common spots when I first start, if we are sitting in CCTV, is this spot right here. I usually like to put 3 on this particular door frame here because of the fact that you're going to get a lot of different people coming through here from, depending on if you set up, if you barricade this wall and you give up Logi, people coming from the hatch, they don't really see it, they just come running through, or they end up coming up, rotating from down below, and they come up through the stairs, and they're not really paying attention, and there's no reason to really look over to the right because there's a wall here. I know a lot of people end up putting them here. I'm not the biggest fan of putting them here just because of the fact that you don't really get the people that are coming from the stairs. You only get people that are coming from Logi. So I do like to put them on these. Now, I also like when we are in CCTV is to put them on either this door frame here or this door frame here. And I usually put my last 2 on these ones just because of the fact that you'll end up getting people that are roam clearing from all the way over from strip club all the way over. Or if you get people rushing that end up realizing they can't go through Logi all the way into bedroom if you guys are covering that. Sometimes they will rotate down here, and I've gotten plenty of kills in this area with the Kapkan traps there. A few other spots that I do like to use when we're in CCTV, I like to put them here. I'll end up putting 2 here just because it'll end up giving you a good spot if they are trying to rotate underneath. If they're trying to come under here to try to open up some of the floor. Sometimes, but it's very rare, I'll put them on this door, but I'm not the biggest fan of that. Or last but not least, the other spots that I do like to put them, I'll put them here just in case if I think they might get the wall. But a lot of times they'll end up droning from the drone hole here and they usually see it. But the other spot that I do like to use is here. Is because of the fact that whether they come in from Logi here, they're not really looking, they're more looking at the rotate hole that is typically there from red. Or when they come in, they're not really paying attention because they start ADSing as they come through here. And they end up dying to the Kapkans there. But those are typical spots that I like to use. I don't normally like to use this door because sometimes you get people coming through here. So I hope those help you out. And we will be on to the next site. All right, guys, on to the next site, which is bedroom and gym. We're going to save church and arsenal for last. I have some good spots for those. But let's jump into bedroom and gym. So typically what I'll end up doing with bedroom or gym with Kapkan traps, sometimes I do end up putting them on here because you get a lot of push from Logi. I'll end up putting them here, or I will come over here and I will put them on this door here, either 2 or 3. Because typically when you're in gym or bedroom, I've seen a lot of teams, in my personal experience, pushing from strip club, or they will push from out here to try to push in from underneath and just push up the stairs if they're rushing. And nobody's going to look for Kapkan traps that are right here. You don't even see them when you come through, because you're not going to look in this corner here, because there's no reason to really look over here. I mean, unless you think somebody's hiding. But even if you're ADSing here, you don't see the Kapkan traps, as you can see. You're going to end up coming in here and most likely pushing through like this and up the stairs. So this typically gets some good players if they're actually pushing from strip. I do also like to put them on the opposite side door. As you guys just saw, the Kapkan traps that I put when we were over in CCTV, I will put them on the opposite side door if they are pushing from below. Or I will end up putting them as well all the way over here into construction, because you usually end up getting, if you have this barricaded off, if you have this electrified or anything like that, I typically end up putting them here just to try to keep them out from pushing from cash. So it all depends on your site setup in terms of your team and that kind of thing. But those are some of the basic Kapkan spots that I like to use. The only other spot, not as often, would be here, or sorry, here, because of the fact that you get sometimes a team rushing when they spawn over in construction, and they try to rush through and come up the stairs and do a rush on your team. So I hope those help. We'll be on to the next bomb site. All right, last but not least, Church and Arsenal. I will say this is probably the bomb site that I get the most kills with Kapkan out of all of the bomb sites. So, depending on how the team pushes you,
increase surveillance on bombs.
I like to put Kapkan traps. These are very common to put 2 here. So when teams are rushing, they're not really looking here. So you end up getting 2 Kapkan traps on this particular door here. You normally will see this through most people playing Kapkan. But one of the biggest spots that I get a ton of kills is in kitchen. I typically will look around for any drones, if I can possibly find any drones that are sitting up top that are hiding. Before I go ahead and put any Kapkan traps down, I'll usually go ahead and grab the hatch if needed. And then I will put them on this particular door here. I usually put 3. So I'll end up putting the 3 traps. And the main reason why I do them here is because you'll end up seeing a lot of people just drone this out. They don't expect anybody to be sitting in here. So they drone this out, if they even drone, and they come running in here to try to get the hatch or whatever the case may be. Sometimes people will get it through the window, but I've had so much success getting people running through in here. I don't like putting them on here because if you come through the window, you can see them. But a lot of times I'll end up getting them from people rushing in to try to get kitchen, or if they can't really push through dirt and they want to rotate back around, they push through this door frame and they don't realize that those traps are still up if the team had already come through the window and opened up the hatch. So that spot right there is one of my biggest ones that I get on most times on Clubhouse. I will go ahead and continue to use these doors depending on where I think they may push from, because a lot of times they want to come get the bar hatch. One of the other few spots that I do like to use, depending on how that team is playing against you, whether they're rushing or whatever the case may be, is usually on this wall here. I'll end up putting a couple on this door frame if I feel like they're going to be rushing down, because sometimes they'll rush from secret or straight from garage. So I usually like to put them on there. It really depends on how you're feeling that they're playing against you guys. You can put them here if you want. I've used that every once in a while. And I've also used them on this door frame here, which has helped me win some rounds actually too. If you think that they're going to end up getting the moto hatch here and dropping and trying to rush. So it really comes down to how they're playing you. The bar site, you don't normally usually see too many teams playing this particular site, especially if you're solo queued like myself, just because it's a lot of coordination to try to get there. So I'm not really going to include that in this video. If I was to end up doing anything, I would put them like maybe here or here or here, just on the push from strip club. And then I would put them a few upstairs because you end up having some teams that like to push the vertical as well. But I hope this helps you guys. I hope you share this with all of your Kapkan mains. I hope you guys end up winning plenty of games with these spots. Like I said before, I'm sure these are spots you guys have already seen. I'm sure some of these may be new spots. I don't know. But please comment below if you've made it this far into the video, which ones you think may help you or did help you if you come back to the video to let me know. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the streams, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Appreciate all the support, everyone. Later.